did a premiere on the other channel, and of course I got to make myself some coffee. So I figured you guys could be around. I got to tell you, Brenda sent me this right here. This is the coffee, Tony's Coffee. And this is a dark roast right here. And I got to tell you, this is some of the smoothest coffee I have ever had. It is organic, whole bean. Let me read this to you. Brightening mornings since 1971. We understand the comfort of a great cup of coffee provides. We're here to help bring you that feeling every morning. We also know the power of coffee to be good in the world. That's why our team of certified Arabica Q grader partners with farmer-owned cooperatives that grow the highest quality organic fair trade coffee. We're one of the country's first certified organic roasters, as well as a founding member of World Coffee Research. Interesting. We've run our roastery on 100% green power for over a decade, offsetting hundreds of tons of greenhouse gas emissions to mark our 50th anniversary. We made our roastery and delivery fleet 100% carbon neutral. But we're not just offsetting our current carbon footprint. We pledge to offset the entire historic carbon footprint from 1971 to 2021 by the year 2030. I got to tell you, it's a pretty good cup of coffee. And the ratio, we would like to use part coffee to 17 parts water, or 2 tablespoons for every 6 ounces of water. Well, I hate to bust your bubble, but I do a lot more than 2 ounces for 6 ounces of water. I definitely do more than 2 tablespoons. Now, I think I do about 2 tablespoons. I do about 2 tablespoons, but it's like 4 ounces of water because I like my coffee strong and I like it made into a latte. It's nice to see you, the real me too, Lady Dragon. Kendra, good morning. Good morning. I figured since we did the live over there, we'd kind of have like a coffee brewing live over here this morning. So that's all we're doing. I'm just going to make some coffee. I'm going to get some coffee going. I got to go get some milk. I don't have my milk out here. It's in the other fridge. So we're going to ground. I wish this was making a mess over here. Can't waste coffee. That's like sacrilegious. But I love coffee beans. Talk about fresh coffee. There we go. All done. Look at that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I always tap mine upside down because it clears it out. And then after I do it upside down, then I pour it in this because I don't want to mix it in with my my Starbucks. I have Starbucks. Probably should have ground that just a little bit more. I didn't quite get it all. Maybe I should do a little more, but that's all right. For this purpose now, I'm going to do a little more. Hold on a second. I got to ground it a little bit more. There's some chunks in there. Usually it's just a quick spin. Usually it's just a quick spin. I think that's it. There we go. Much better. Much better. Just one more couple spins too light. Couple spins too light. I hope everybody's doing great this Friday, TGIF, guys. For those that are in here, we're going to get some coffee brewing, and then we're going to get started on just chit-chatting about a lot of stuff. We'll go through a few emails. We'll talk about Sebastian Rogers. If there's any other cases that you guys think we need to be discussing, please let me know. We'll start looking at those. Oh, did I already pack one? Looks like I came here to get a screen, and it looks like I already got one packed with my Starbucks. So let me get another one out and pack it with some Tony's. I tell you what, when I walk into my house anymore, my house smells like a coffee house. I gotta be honest with you. It smells just like a coffee house. I was out with the dog, going to the potty, and I walk back in the house and it smells. I smell like I do coffee for a living. I gotta be honest with you. Oh, there's still some chunks in there. Okay, there we go. All right, let me go get some milk and I'll be right back. I'll be right back, guys. Oh, did you guys notice? Just so I can set the people off here on YouTube. I figured maybe a little bit of poking the bear might help a little bit. I'm just saying. What are you doing, little girl? All right, little girl's running all over. I'm sure you can hear her little bell. And I've got no syrup. My syrup hasn't showed up yet, so I got to use, which I really don't like using it, is my sweetener. I haven't had to use my sweetener in forever, and now I got to use my sweetener because I've had my sugar-free stuff. Well, you know what? I could make it a mocha. You know what I'm saying? I could make it a mocha. Hey guys, for all those that are coming in, I'm worried about this right here. Why don't we make it a mocha? Why not? A little bit of drizzle here. There we go. We'll make it a mocha. Easy breezy lemon squeezy. All right, we're ready. We're off to the races, guys. It's nice to see you all here. Sorry, I probably should put it down, but I was standing up when I set the stuff. Don't mind my coffee house. It looks like a freaking coffee house. We got Maxwell, Starbucks, and now Tony's. So I figured people would like the shirt. You know me. I gotta poke the bear every now and again, right? Because me wearing something can set somebody off here on these streets. I mean, it's so we're so offended this day and age. So offended this day and age that we want to stop people from being able to wear shirts or speak about things. It's kind of funny. People want to say they have the freedom of speech, yet they are hindering other people's freedom of speech. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? That's what I'm saying. Was it Sonia that made that shirt? This shirt was prior to Sonia taking these shirts down. Yes. Which I don't think she should have. And I was supposed to make one, and then I got sidetracked because I had all this crap going on in my life, and I wasn't able to make one yet either. But I've got the cartoon of Chris, so I will be making one. And we will be, in all the proceeds that we get from the Crystal Clear shirt, which is never much, but whoever buys them on my channel, those proceeds will go to Sonia. So, just FYI. Because she should have never had to take her shirt down. So, there you have it. Melly Cat, aw, thank you. You're part of the Bedhead Club. So am I. You guys just don't know it yet. My hair's getting to the point where it just flops down like this, okay? But it really is bad. I don't think I even put a brush through it this morning. Gotta be honest. I brushed my teeth, okay? So you guys get fresh, clean breath, but you guys don't get brushed hair, okay? I just threw my fingers through my hair. That's what we did this morning. We just threw the fingers through the hair, and we are ready to go. But that's also because, in all fairness, we'll bring this down just a little bit. In all fairness, I'm waking up 3 times a night to take this little munchkin out to make sure she doesn't wet the bed. I could avoid all of this just by putting her in the kennel and going a few nights with a crying baby, right? It's just that, and I will do it. I'm just not ready to yet. Okay, she's still just a puppy, and I'm not ready to. She needs to go through separation. Like today, I'm not playing with her as much. She came into the room. She was like, kind of, complaining to me. She wanted me to come and play with her, and I told her she needs to learn to self-soothe and needs to learn to play by herself. And so I just sat there while she complained a little bit, and she got tired of complaining, and she went on. I haven't put these in the yard yet. I think I've got to clean out this one little flower bed. I've got this flower bed in the front, and I keep telling I fired my yard guy. I literally, he does it so cheap but he does it so cheap. And I just had enough. I had enough. Like, I've got, my whole yard is mowed, but there's one, because he didn't have his weed eater. I pay him for weed eating. It's like, don't come here and mow my yard if you're not going to weed eat. You know, I'm not paying for that. And he left this strip of grass in the middle of my yard because there's some wood stuff there. And he should have weed eated it or moved it and mowed it. And when I paid him for this last mow and turned around and walked out the back with Delilah and saw that big strip of grass, I told Glenn about it and I said, I'm done. I'm done with him. Don't tell him not to come over here no more. I'm done with him. So I have decided, you know what, that I need a starter for my rider. Like, I've been taking care of my own yard for so long. It's just, you know, with all this running around and everything, it's been hard to get out there and work on the lawnmower. Lawnmower's brand new. I mean, it hasn't been used that much. And it still looks brand new. It's just the starter went out because it's not used that much. I don't know what made the starter go out, but the starter went out. And so I've got to just replace the starter, and I have, and a tire. One of my tires are flat. I'm not even going to try to patch the hole. My ex-husband patched the hole, and he put a freaking huge, big hole in it to patch it. It was ridiculous. So I'm just going to replace the tire on the back, and I'm going to replace the starter, and I shouldn't have any problems. Like, even that has non-ethanol gas in it, so it shouldn't get gunky. And it should crank right up. So I just need to do that. I think I'm going to get myself a new push mower, and I've got a battery operated weed eater, which drives me nuts because it only works for about 30 minutes and then it dies. So I have to have 1,000 different batteries for it. I'm going gas powered. I'm going to get me a gas powered weed eater, and I'm just going to go out here. It can't take me any more than an hour to do my yard. And I'll do my yard better than this guy that charges me $40 a mow, right? And if I really wanted to, I could get a yard guy to come over here and mow the yard for $75 every 2 weeks. And they would probably do an amazing job. A heck of a lot better than the Yahoo I got. So, crystal clear, baby. Crystal clear. Oh, shoot, my coffee. I got my coffee ready. Okay, coffee is ready. Coffee is ready. Coffee is ready, they say. They say coffee is ready. All right, phone, come on. Get out. I know you're in there. Foam is the hardest thing. Oh, I almost got all of it out. I like the way that. Maybe that's the secret. Let it sit for a few moments. Coffee. Buffet. So if you guys ever come to Florida and you want a real cup of a latte, it's not an Italian brew, but it'll be an Irish brew. It'll be an Irish brew. All right, so let's get busy. Let's get busy. So we've got a lot of stuff going on in the case of Sebastian Rogers. Let me pull this up. In the case of Sebastian Rogers on battery. We don't want it on battery. We want it on something else. Give me a second, y'all. All right, I'm almost back. We needed to power up the computer, the new computer. I'm wondering if the new computer, I'm wondering if the processor, because it keeps blinking like in the middle. It'll be fine, but it always is when I'm going through a lot of stuff on the new computer. So I might actually have to upgrade, which the price I paid for the freaking MacBook Pro, I can like literally buy 10 of these computers, right? Well, not quite, probably 5 of these computers for the price I paid for the MacBook Pro. That really frustrates me. But I think for whatever reason, the CPU, I'm wondering if I should go to a gaming one, which is just a little bit more expensive. Either way you look at it, but that's okay. But I've been noticing like everything went just fine on this new computer, and then all of a sudden it started getting gunky. But listen to this. I went out in my yard, and I need to start putting some cameras out, pointing toward this thing, because I went out there. There's no reason for my box, and it was just because I was walking Delilah, and my internet box out there was open, and it's not like it's easily to open. Like the cover was taken off. The cover is like, I don't know, 2.5 feet by 18 inches. I mean, it's a big cover. I mean, it's like a yardstick cover. It's a green cover that goes on this box that has all of our internet for all the houses. And that box, it's always covered. And I walked out there today, and not to get like conspiracy theory or anything like that, but it just concerned me. So I covered it up. So I'm going to be calling Verizon and make sure that they can get a lock on that cover, because I don't know if it's from the wind. And if it is from the wind, like we're in hurricane season, you know, I don't want that becoming a moving projectile, you know, toward my house or my head or my windows. And so if the rainstorms are enough to move that top, they need to lock it down. We've had some rainstorm. You guys see her, she's playing. I told you she'd play by herself. I just need to ignore her a little bit. I need her to find her own little way and make this her own little house. She's finally got the idea that she has a bed and her bed is hers. And so I just needed to move it off my bed and put it down. And now it's funny because I couldn't keep her in the bed when it was on my bed. But now that it's on the floor in her play area, she loves laying in it. And she loves playing with the blanket that was over it. She never played with the blanket on the bed. She always snuggled next to me. She always felt like it was like a punishment. I didn't want her thinking it was a punishment to be put in her bed. So I moved it out here, and so far she's starting to get adjusted to it, and that's what I needed her to do, because I'm going to be taking that bed and starting to put that in the kennel. So once she gets adjusted to her having her own bed, it should be easier for her to adjust in the kennel. Just my opinion. You know, I don't know if it works that way or not, but I'm hoping for her that it does. And so that's kind of where we're at in the world of Delilah. But I want to put these. Getting back to these. I want to put these in my little garden. I'm gonna take one of my yard tools and clear all the grass out of that. And I think I'm gonna put plants back in it. It hasn't had plants in it in a while. It needs to get some fresh soil. I don't know why plants. I think it's because the sun rises up on that side. So I've got to be able to get some plants that can handle the sun. Now the sun's only up for, I don't know, it starts putting a shadow behind on the front of the house. I don't know about, I don't know, before 12? Like you'd think that 12 would, maybe I'll have to time it today. It might be 12 or 1, but still a lot of sun. And this is Florida sun. Set the kettle up anyway she might already like it. Yeah, I've already got the kennel set up in here, so she's not freaking out for it. I've only put her in it like twice. And the first time I put her in it, I left and ran some errands, and I was gone for about an hour. And when I came back, she wasn't crying. But when she was over at Laura's, which I don't know why her sister did this. Her sister always thinks of something and does it. But she ends up taking the little bed and moving it into the big kennel. And when she did that, she left the kennel, I'm pretty sure, open without it being covered. And so when Delilah was there, she literally cried the entire time. But I find that if you put her in the kennel and cover the kennel, like black it out, she'll calm down much quicker. So I may have to do that for a while until she adjusts to being in the kennel. But I'm not ready to put her in the kennel just yet. Probably in another 2 weeks, I'll start putting her in the kennel. But right now, I'm just enjoying her being here, and I just want to make sure that we're acquainted well. But she's been following me. Like if I walk outside, I haven't put her on a leash. She doesn't get out of the yard. Now, granted, we know that she's just a puppy, and that could change. I got to tell you something so cute. You guys know about the cats. I told you about these cats a long time ago. The stupid orange cats out there, right? I love those stupid orange cats, right? And I say that they've adopted me. You know, we started with the one that Olivia called JLR because JLR gave this cat tuna, right? And this cat never left after getting some tuna. And every morning I'd walk out, I'd be, you know, I'd see this orange cat. Well, over time, the owner came and told us her name, and her name's Princess. But, you know, and I started calling her Princess since I finally realized what her name was, and the fact that I absolutely hate the other name. But that's what Olivia named her, right? And she's been around this house for a really long time. She lives across the street, but she always comes over here for some reason. And since I got this puppy, she has not left my yard. Like she is just a mama cat. And it's so cute. When she hears that door open, she's sitting right there waiting for Delilah to come out. And Delilah did bite her leg, and she did swat at Delilah, but that was Delilah's fault. But that was one time, and Delilah hasn't done that again. But like this morning, I was out there, and you know that cat always digs to use the bathroom, right? Always. I've watched this cat for 2 years, and this cat has literally dug every time it needs to pee or poop. Not like I like cats peeing and pooping in my front yard, but she's done it for 2 years. What are you gonna do? I can't be out there watching. But I'm like, Delilah, you gotta go to the bathroom. You gotta go to the bathroom. Go potty. And so this cat runs around Delilah to get Delilah's attention, and then squats right in front of Delilah. Doesn't scratch, doesn't put it under the ground or anything. And so I'm like, this cat is trying to teach my puppy how to potty train. Like, this cat seriously is. And you could see the cat because when Delilah was out there was another cat, a gray cat. I really don't like the cat. The ears are always down, like, it's a pretty cat. It's a pretty gray cat. It's a gorgeous cat, don't get me wrong. But the cat, he looks mean. And so I noticed that Princess, when he started walking across the street, put her body in like long ways in between the cat. Not that the cat didn't hiss at Layla or Delilah or anything like that, but he did kind of start looking over there, and Princess literally put her body long ways in front of Delilah. And I'm like, and Glenn was out there, and I said, did you just see that? He goes, yeah, I did. I said, it looks like this cat likes Delilah. She's like a little mommy out there. So anyways, I haven't fed her in a while because she's not my cat, but she's been so cute with Delilah that I took her out, of course, the infamous tuna. I usually, since the tuna days, I started giving him cat food, but then I started getting more and more cats here, and I'm like, yeah, we ain't doing this. I don't own these cats, you know. I didn't mind the orange one, and then she brought Boris, which is a big old fat orange cat. So now I got 2 orange cats I've been feeding for the last year, and then I started getting 2 gray cats, and I'm like, we're putting a kibosh on this. But it was hard not to, because she's been so sweet to Delilah. And you should see it. Like, I walk around this house. I don't have Delilah following me. I got Princess and Delilah following me. It is one of the funniest things that I've ever seen in my life. This cat, I don't know. I didn't even know if she was going to like Delilah. I figured Delilah would run her off. And she's been up my craw ever since I've had Delilah. She wants to be right there by my side on every little thing that we do with Delilah outside. And it's so cute. She's never walked in the backyard with me. And so I was walking Delilah back there. You know, I don't have, like I said, I don't have to put her on a leash. I just walk and she follows. And so this cat started following us. So we got me, we've got Delilah, and we got this big orange cat just following around the house. It was cute. It's adorable. It's adorable. I have my own little animal kingdom over here. Holy ads, Batman. There should only be, I only put ads on here every 30 minutes. So if you can't handle it, sayonara, babe. Sayonara. But, so we're just trying to get, you know, just trying to sit here and chit chat. I bring strays to the shelter to be fixed. Many do it for free. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, the one around here, we could get them for free if they're a pit bull breed, but she's a Chihuahua. But it is the animal services, and I know they do a lot of free work, so I probably will take her up there just to give them the business, because, you know, what they do for other people. I don't know if they're cheaper than a regular vet or not, but I know that when we had Layla, Chance, and America, Vince took them up there, and every single one of them got spayed and their vaccinations for free. They were running something at the times, and it just worked out for them. I don't think they're doing that right now. Would you like to say hi to everybody? I told you I'm not playing with you right now. I'm working. You're going to have to self-soothe. But I'll let you say hi if you want. Come here. I'll bring you up here. All right, well then go play. I hate seeing hungry animals. Me too. Me too. But I can tell you those cats out there, they're not hungry. They're food pimps. Okay? They are food pimps. Don't let them fool you. Those cats are food pimps. Because I was talking to the neighbor. Really? I'm not going into the living room to play with you. She's such a goofy. She's such a goofy. She's such a goofy. She just wants mommy to play with her. She just wants mommy to play with her. Let me just get her. Let me get her to say hi to everybody. This is her for one of her favorite toys. She loves this toy. Aw, the baby girl. She loves her mommy. She loves her mommy. She can't stand it when I'm on here. She wants my attention 24/7. She's such a sweet girl, though. She is. She's so adorable. I'm sorry, guys, but she is so adorable, and she's like in everything. And it's like you guys just heard her. Even when I try to work, if I'm not paying attention to beautiful Delilah, she likes to complain a little bit. This is what she wanted. This is what she wanted. She wanted to be the star of the show. We're gonna end up creating when she's a little bit older. We'll create a. She's getting a little more. See, she hates her feet hanging. As long as you have her feet secure, she's fine. She hates her feet hanging, but if you've got her feet covered and she can put her feet on something, she will. Oh, hey, sweet Misery. It's nice to see you, my love. It's your birthday, TL? Well, happy birthday. I would do a goofy birthday song for you, but I'm too tired. Usually for my birthday peeps, I sing you guys a birthday song, and I gotta be honest with you, I love you to death. You're just gonna have to wait until next year. Or you're gonna have to have a belated birthday song. I'm just too tired anymore. I don't even know if I've got the pipes to do it. Aw, well, it's nice to see you. It's nice to be able to celebrate your birthday, and you got to celebrate it with one of the cutest coffee beans in the world. So. Yes, absolutely. She's just, look at her. As long as her feet are planted, she'll sit for a while. But what I get worried about is when I have her open like this, she likes to hop like a freaking rabbit. And one time I had her, and I almost, because she jumped out of my hands, and I'm glad it was on the bed, but I get so worried that she's going to jump out of my hands and hurt herself. You want to go play now? All right, go play with your toy. Go play with your toy. Go get your bone. Go get your bone. She wants to play so bad. I haven't played with her at all this morning. That's the problem, because I woke up a little late. And then there she goes. She grabbed her bone and she's going back to her bed. She loves that damn thing. Oh, she's so cute. She's adorable. She's adorable. But anyways, getting back on the true crime stuff, don't forget, I know a lot of people have been forgetting that we have, Bullhorn Betty True Crime on Facebook. If you guys have not signed up for that, please do, because I know that a lot of you guys share missing persons with me by email. I do read my my group and stuff like that, but if you're trying to get stuff out, there's like, I don't know how many people are in that group, like 2,500. There's over 2,000 people in that group. So if you guys can start with all those missing persons and missing people flyers, make sure that they're getting on to our true crime channel. That is one of the larger channels that we do have. We do have some other channels that are larger, but they're designated for cases. And those case groups are specific for those cases. Occasionally they'll throw, you'll see a missing person flyer in there, but I don't want to turn case-specific Facebook groups into missing person. That defeats the purpose of having those designations. So long story short is if you guys do have missing person flyers and you want to get them out, please don't forget to put them on Bullhorn Betty, my Bullhorn Betty Facebook group. Those are very important. We want to advocate for as many missing people, or even cold cases that need some information. There's a lot of people that we can get to across this country, hell, across this world, that we can put these cases in front of. So it's nice to see everybody. I don't think I said hi, the real me too. It's nice to see you. I saw Sonia up in here, Lois, Sam, it's nice to see you, Paw Cat, Lady Dragon, Michelle, it's nice to see you as well. Ginger, I see you in here. TL, we know it's TL's birthday. GE girl, it's nice to see you, my love. Shannon, oh Shannon, I can see why they pay you the big bucks. This is this is thrilling content. Oh, good gracious. This is us. This is us in a relaxed. Trump trolls Biden over Zelensky flub. That was just on Truth Social. It just popped up on there, and I just happened to grab it. Donald Trump, the troll, the Biden's troll. Even the presidents have trolling issues, okay? Oh, shoot. No, I don't want to do that. What in the world? What in the world? It's nice to see you. So, oh, did you guys see that? Look at that. Take a bite out of crime with Delilah and Bullhorn Betty. She took first position on the show. I just got my Trump sticker in the mail. Heck yeah. My friend Glenn, he was posting something on his Facebook group about a sticker. He put a sticker, I can't even remember what it said, but it was a Trump sticker. I keep, to be honest with you, I have Trump's mess of stickers to pepper up my back of my truck, but they're all on magnets. They're all on magnets. I did that back in 2015 and 2016 because people would literally screw with your car if you had anything. I don't know what infected people or what made them do criminal activity over hate, but people do some stupid stuff. A lot of people got themselves in trouble during those times. They had a lot of legal problems. And I still love this. Clarissa got this. She's one of our subscribers here. Home is where the dog is. I love that. That's got to go in the office. That's got to go on the table, right? That's got to go on the table. But these are by far my favorite. I'm about to redo my garden just to make room for these right here. Because these are absolutely 100% adorable. I don't think, oh, there it goes. It's going on. Look at that. There's solar lights. There's solar lights. So as long as the thing is covered, I guess it's dark enough in here that they'll shine. Isn't that so cool? I love these things. And they're going to have two little paws in the flower bed. It's going to be so cute. It's going to be so cute. And then we can't forget this. I'm going to put it, her neck's just, people don't realize how small she is. She's so tiny. Even when I show her on here, it doesn't do her justice. So this is just a little too tall for her, believe it or not. And Clarissa, you know how small this is. This is pretty small. And it's just a little too tall for her neck. So I'm thinking in about another 3 or 4 weeks I'll be using this. That is absolutely Bullhorn Betty color. And I love that. A little doggy dish. Isn't that so cute? And it's adorable. And then listen to this. I bought one of these. Now this was the extra small that I could find for her, right? This is the extra small. You'd think that this would fit her. It does not. This does not. This little hole right here, she needs one even smaller. I think I'm going to try to look for a kitty. Because I've got some, these will fit her. Don't get me wrong, these will fit her. They're just not ready to fit her yet. And she's got a lot more growing to do, even for this little tiny thing right here. So I think I'm going to look for a kitty, a cat or a kitten harness. I don't I don't mind her having the bell around her neck, but I've never, ever liked taking my dogs on a walk, yanking on their neck. I don't like it. I like something that pulls on their, that pulls on their body, that pulls on their chest, not their neck. So I'm going to be getting some more of these. I don't know. And tell me that ain't Bullhorn Betty colors. Those are Bullhorn Betty colors, right? Pink and teal, pink and teal. She is so cute. She is so cute. Clifton Suspension Bridge. They are doing tests to find out who is in the suitcase. They have a picture out of a suspect. What is this? Hold on a second. Clifton Suspension Bridge. I've never heard of it. There's my mouse. Let's look this up real quick. Give me a second. You know me, you start saying something, you get me curious. Clifton. This is in the United Kingdom. Isn't there a boy that's missing? Jay Slater? Could it be Jay Slater? Or is this a new case? Oh, hey, Rosie. It's nice to see you, Lois. Oh, my goodness. You guys don't really have a lot of crime in the UK, do you? I hardly ever hear horrible things from you guys. It seems like America's the only crazy place in the world. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I know there's a lot crazier places, you know, than the United States. Oh, Nani, it's nice to see you, my love. I hope you're doing well. We're just kind of shooting the breeze, not really doing a whole lot. Just talking about life, coffee, and dogs, puppies. My problem's trying to keep anything on my puppy. She's too small for anything. I keep buying stuff and it doesn't fit. I keep trying to fill the bowl up. I'm trying to get her to grow. Oh, which reminds me, I wish Bee Betty was in here. I wish Bee Betty was in here. Oh my gosh, you guys remember I told you I thought I killed the plant? And I'm like, no, because I left and I was gone for a week looking for Sebastian. Look, I thought they'd be dead when I came home. The first thing I did was check them and they sprouted. And I'm like, oh, they're not really sprouting very well. I can admit that. This one looks like it's like half dead right there. But the other ones look like they're okay. Like at least I got two. But, you know, I don't grow things, right? And this was step one. I got to try to grow something and keep it alive. Well, I barely kept it alive, but it's kept alive. So it's struggling a little bit. It's not growing like it's supposed to. But I'm keeping water in it and they're still staying green. So I'm hoping that I can revive them somehow. We'll find out. We'll find out over time. But I have been keeping them clean and the plants themselves are nice, bright, and green. Kind of like my crystal clear shirt here, you know. We want to just make sure that we advocate for you know, being crystal clear in the world of misinformation. You know, we have our teacher, Chris Proudfoot, telling us how not to assume stuff or speculate, even though he likes to speculate and assume that his stepson walked out a door without not one scintilla of information. It's kind of funny how that happens. Let me see what you said, Sam. Hold on a second. Didn't think of that. In the pic of the suspect is a black man in a black Adidas tracksuit. This is the second manhunt in a week. Woo! You guys need to cut off the internet. Maybe some of the America crap is starting to rub off on you guys. I don't know. Are you going to Idaho for the trial next year? Yes, that is the plan. I was going to start a GoFundMe to raise funds because that's just going to be one of those trips that's going to be so expensive. It's going to be hard to do on my own. So I was going to set up a GoFundMe and I was supposed to do it like months, like at the beginning of the year, and I didn't do it. And I've been really trying to pray on it to find out if I really want to go. I mean, this is a case that I've literally started from the very beginning. And usually the way we do it, I mean, outside of like Alec Murdaugh and some other cases, once we get to the trial aspect, you know, we don't really cover some of this. We do cover trials on here, and we watch trials. And it's usually for education purposes, especially one that's very complicated, because I think it's because I have to watch it because it helps me understand the information and everything like that. But I've been really praying hard on this particular case. And you know what we might end up doing, like we don't necessarily have to stay there for the entire trial. I was going to try to stay there for the entire trial, but that's where the costs come in. You know, the rental car, the Airbnb for 6 to 8 weeks. It's very, very costly. I mean, we're just I'd be splitting the cost with say Chronicles of Olivia, but our cost will be probably about $10,000 each. Um, it's very expensive. Rentals, gas, food for 8 weeks. It'll be, you know, I think the place we're staying for the 8 weeks is like $6,000 or $6,500, maybe more. I can't remember how much it is. And I know the auto rental was up there. And I was even talking to Olivia about maybe cutting some costs. This was a while ago, you know, where I would drive my car from Florida because I can handle the driving up to Idaho, and then would have a car, and that would cut out a bulk of the expense. But that was pre my car being in the shop for 3 months and $4,000 later. Now I don't know if at one time I trusted my car, and even though my car is running, there's not one light dinging on the car. I know the car's old, and the car has, you know, even though it's not having any problems right now, I don't want to be on the road going that far away and having to risk it. So now that cost just got back onto the plate. So we were trying to cut costs, and then of course the car, and so that kind of unless I get another car between now and then, which I don't foresee me doing because I don't like monthly payments. So what I'm going to be doing from this point on is just taking money aside each month until I get money to buy a car outright. And once I get the money built up and cross our fingers that my car lasts until then, if push comes to shove, I will take payments, but I will not do payments more than 12 or 24 months. So I don't like payments. I live within my means. I don't like financing things. Can I finance stuff? Of course I can finance stuff. Do I want to finance stuff? No, I don't. So that's where I'm at. And if people want to know why I do that, it's because you never know from month to month what your income's going to be. And I know what my everyday expenses are, and I like them. And I don't want to contribute to them, contribute any more to them. Have you seen the news with 4 kids shot at a birthday party at their friend in Kentucky? It's not far from where I live. This world is just, I don't get it. Why does this world have to be so damn ugly? Let me go back and see Sam's comments, because I forgot. I started getting chatty, and then I forget about going back and reading the comments when I ask questions. Hold on a second. And then I'll get to you. I will keep you informed about the suitcase. Yes, please do. Please, please, please do. I'm interested because I've got, one of my friends is covering the case. Crime Stories Obsessed is covering the case of Jay Slater. And I was talking to her about the case. I'm on Sebastian, and Sebastian is taking a lot of time. But now that things are kind of dying down in the case, we're going to have to be doing some different type of activism. I'm going to be getting out in the woods here at the end of the month, beginning of August, not quite sure when, but I will be getting there. But one of the main things that I am going to be doing is going by law enforcement. And I would like to speak to the detectives if they were going to be willing to at least speak with me. I'm not looking for information from them. I'm looking for them to hear me. And we'll see if I can get a meeting. I'll be working on that probably later today to start working toward those means of just sitting down with somebody in this case and speaking to them. I'd like to do that first, and I would also like to speak to the state attorney's office if he would be willing to sit down with me and just speak to me. Again, not looking for any information from them, just wanting them to hear me. And typically, if we have an understanding that they can't divulge any information to me, and I explain to them I don't want any information divulged to me, then typically they will be willing to at least sit down and have a conversation. And that's kind of where I'm at, where I just want law enforcement to sit down and have a conversation with me and just let them know what my biggest complaints are, and maybe they can say that things are already done, and just put the check mark in the right spot and move on, you know, and now we have one worry box closed. If I can close at least 1 or 2 worry boxes with a conversation with law. How did you get a plastic bag? No, we don't do plastic bags for little, I don't mind paper, but no plastic. You can eat all the paper you want. Don't eat plastic. You know, and if I can just have an opportunity to express to them some of my concerns, maybe they'll say, well, look, just for clarification, you know, we have been, even if they can't tell me they've done this or that or the other, maybe they can just say that we have followed like the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. I told you no. No. Mm-mm. I'm sorry I took your plastic away, but you can't come here yelling at me. You got plenty of other toys and a lot of paper. I know, I just had to vacuum it up. Mike, I'll bring the handcuffs and the bullwhip. Those bullwhips, man, they come from the bottom up. Oh, the pic of the man they put out is sus. If you look at the people that have been interviewed about Jay Slater, in my opinion. Yeah, I've gotta read about that. Let's see what's going on with Jay Slater. Hold on here. So let me just read this all to you guys so you can have a good understanding. Oh, I do not like the Mirror. Sky News, The Independent. I like The Independent. A mother of man who vanishes in Tenerife. Am I pronouncing that right? Oh, thank you, Lady Dragon. God bless you. Tenerife, 5 years ago, feels pain of missing son. The mother of a young Brit who vanished off the coast of Tenerife 5 years ago has been described the pain of knowing her son still missing. Ricardo Scott Santana, 23, disappeared while on. That's not the right one. Hold on, let me go back here. Jay Slater. That's definitely not the right one. Why are tourists going missing? And ooh, Daily Mail. Why are tourists going missing? Why are tourists going missing in Tenerife? And of course, a bunch of commercials pop up. Give me a second. Let's let it roll through. As the hunt for teenager Jay Slater continues, the mystery over other Brits who never returned home, and now 11 other people have vanished on the Party Island in 6 months alone. This could be an HT thing. This could be a serial killer thing. This could be an ST thing. Holy crap. Wow, this is quite interesting. 11 people vanished off the Party Island in 6 months alone. Let me read this. It says, millions of Brit tourists flock to the Spanish island of Tenerife each year in search of an affordable holiday with guaranteed sunshine. From infamous party strips at Playa de las Americas to challenging hikes in the rugged mountain, Tenerife attracts holiday makers from far and wide. 3 weeks ago, 19-year-old Jay Slater found himself experiencing both sides of Tenerife, having ended up at an Airbnb with 2 men near a remote rural De Teno National Park following a night out in the Veronica's Strip, which is an hour away. The apprentice bricklayer from Oswald Twistle near Lancashire has not been seen since the morning of June 17th, and his mysterious disappearance has been the subject of huge interest. Jay left the Airbnb around 8 a.m. and decided to try to walk back to his accommodations because there was no bus. He called his friend Lucy May Law at around 9:50, telling her his phone was down to 1% and he was lost and thirsty, and therefore before the line went. So he was lost. I wonder if he's lost out there. This might be just a simple, I don't know. Let's just keep reading. Sorry, guys. Police and mountain rescue teams using dogs, drones, and helicopters spent 13 days looking for him in, unfortunately, Mesca Valley, where his phone last pinged before calling the search off on June 30th. Mail Online revealed yesterday that ruthless British drug dealers are fighting with the Italian mafia for control over the drug trade in Tenerife, prompting fear that Jay has somehow been sucked into the island's murky underground world. If that's the case, he... Jay joins a long list of Brits and other tourists who have vanished on Tenerife over the years. Many last seen in the vibrant Playa de las Americas resort. The teenager was the 11th person to go missing in Tenerife in just 6 months, with other cases still unsolved almost 40 years later. You guys need to have your British government go in there with frickin' armed militia and take control and get those drug cartels gone. That's what they need to do. That's the only thing that's going to work for you Brits. I'm telling you, we deal with cartels and mafia people here all the time. You are not taking them out without force. You're not getting the problem under control without force. The 27-year-old Mexican mother, this is Mariel Gonzalez Gutierrez and Sebastian Cobas Gonzalez, a mother and her 2-year-old son, reported missing on March 21st in Santa Cruz de la Tenerife. This woman was trafficked. I think there's a trafficking organization there, because I'm looking at this boy and I'm looking at this girl. I'm looking at these people. Oh my gosh, another mother with her kid. Mark Franco, what's this one? Natalia Belvis and Vladimir Marcel, a mother and her son, March 27th. These women are being trafficked. There's some trafficking there. There's an older man. The older man may not be, well, I don't know. Most of these are, wow. There's a lot of good-looking dudes that are, and there's some older ones too. I don't know if there's a market for older men, but there might be. This feels like trafficking to me, especially with the moms and kids. The young men are good-looking. Even the older men are decent-looking men. But it's the mom. Wow. I don't see mafia, militia people taking out moms and kids. There's something else going on here. Not unless they were associated with some bad guys, you know. The pic of one of those men he went with, in my opinion, looks like the pic of the men that left the suitcase, in my opinion. Could be way wrong. Huh. Where if they're butchering these people, we got a major problem. You guys got a major problem, because Bullhorn Betty doesn't go to overseas. I don't trust the law overseas. I trust the American law. This is where I work, you know, but I would love to go over there and find out what happens. But you know what, to be honest with you, I feel somewhat protected here in America, which I feel naked half the time when I'm in communities and what have you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I don't know. The pic of those men, okay, got that. It is in the Canary Islands off the coast of Spain. It's that near where the little McGann girl went missing. Look this up, Betty, please. Jay's mom is supposed to be related to Karen Matthews. I heard Karen Matthews' name before. Who was the mom that said her daughter was missing and wasn't. That's how I remember her. Okay, gotcha. I don't like Spain rule. She reported her daughter missing when she had hit her. Yeah, I remember that. That's how, because people brought her case up with the Sebastian Rogers case, trying to identify that maybe Katie put her son away, and they used that as an example. You know, I don't know. What was the purpose of her lying about that? Was it not to turn her kid over? Was it for monetary purposes? Does anybody know? Yes, Americans should not go overseas. No, I'm not getting a passport. Listen, I won't even go to Bahamas. You know? Money. Gotcha. I won't even go to the Bahamas. Not for work. I mean, there will be a time that I may have to go there for work, but I would have to. It would take a lot to get me. It would have to be a hell of a case to get me to go to another country to work. It would have to be a hell of a case to get me to go to another country to work. I do not trust law enforcement in other countries. I know how corrupt they are, and I know my attitude. And I'll tell somebody to get bent. I don't give a rat's patootie what country I'm in, and that's where I get in trouble. Is because here. The American people are in charge. In other countries, their rulers are in charge. And here, I'd rather the American people be in charge. It allows me to be able to do a lot more under our Constitution here than any other place. Because I tell you what, let one of these law enforcement people be disrespectful. I would be in jail. I would be in jail. I would be screaming. I would tell them where they can go and how to get there. Because I don't bow to their law. I'm an American. And so we live law. That's why so many Americans get in trouble overseas. They think law overseas is the same as law here. All right, guys, listen, I've been on here for about an hour. This little one needs me to play with her. So I'm going to go sit down on the floor and play with my doggie before she has a conniption fit. Okay? She's been sitting here being very patient and let me know she's still being here very patient, waiting for me to get off this live so I can go play with her. So Bullhorn Betty's checking out for just a few just for a little bit. I got some court paperwork, so I got to make some way on the finish carving out the paperwork. And then, what time is it? 12. I'm thinking maybe around 3. We'll be on the other channel. We'll go live. We'll go over some emails. We might touch on this Jay Slater case. Maybe not just Jay Slater, just the 11 people missing in one concentrated area. That's a big concern for me. A very, very big concern for me. So we'll see how that all works. But we'll be back. We'll be back on the other channels. So don't forget to come over and hang out. If you guys don't know, I'm on a lot of different platforms here. I've got an account on Twitter. We run accounts on Instagram. I have 2 accounts on, 3 accounts on TikTok and 3 accounts on here, but 2 of the accounts, one of the accounts on TikTok and one of the accounts are here, are for political purposes. So if you don't bode with my politics, you probably won't want to sign up for that. But anybody else, for any other thing, it's all true crime. So you can go hit all those other channels up if you'd like. But subscribe. Don't keep me a secret. We've been working really hard, especially on the Sebastian Rogers case. The Sebastian Rogers case, much like Summer Wells, stole my heart. And stole my heart for many reasons. Mainly because I feel like the parents failed these children. I feel like the system failed these children. I feel like the Department of Services, law enforcement, everybody has failed these children. Both of these children should be here right now. The Department of Children and Family Services were involved in both of these kids. One that came to Summer Wells' house the day before. They had an opportunity right then and there to save Summer's life, and they failed to do so. They were just at Sebastian Rogers' house back in January 26th, if I had to put a number on it. January 26th, and he disappeared on February 26th, literally 30 days later. There's a lot of coincidences that just don't bode well in this case for me. I'm sorry, they just don't, with the Sebastian Rogers. And they could have already had, within 30 days, they could have had an order to remove him and put him in his dad's custody. They fail to do their job. And I'm getting sick and tired of hearing how the Department of Children and Family Services in Tennessee just don't know how to get it together and do their job. And I don't want to blame the people and the social workers that are doing these cases. I want to blame top brass for failing to provide them, more staff, failing to provide them better income, failing to do what it takes to save our children. It's all done so cheaply. Cheaply. You guys want all these departments to have funding, right? So let me tell you about a little bit of politics. Let's learn a little bit about politics. So what happens is every year they have budgets. You guys hear about budgets, right? This is the problem. All these parks and rec, they want their budget. They want their $75,000. So they hoard their money until 4 months before the end of the year. And then they go on a spending spree, spending your tax money on crap because they have to spend that money down. If they don't spend their money down, they don't get that kind of budget next year. So we don't reward our government for saving our taxpayer money. We actually penalize them if they don't spend it. We penalize these, forcing them to spend our tax money irresponsibly, just so they can get their budgeted item. But you know what? At the end of the day, if they don't need it, they should be able to come at any time and say, hey, we need something, and get it budgeted. But they don't do it like that. Until we start, which kind of sucks, which I think they should remove money out of the entire politics. You will see a major change when we don't sit there and support these people for their life so they can have everything that we can't. And they sit there and launder our money for their own self-benefit. And this is across the board, okay? I'm saying across the board. Across the board. We're not dividing aisles here. How they do it is they ship our money overseas. Those overseas people, they take, because they're corrupt countries, they take that money, they wash it, and they send it to these politicians, nonprofit organizations, or their super PACs. That's how we have Biden, that's been in office for his entire life, making less than $120,000 a year, can own all of these major mega mansions across the country. You think he got that off the salary we've been paying him? Hell no. They're laundering our money and putting it in these politicians' pockets. That's exactly what they're doing. So you want to know how to stop it? Take all their pay away. People that want to be statesmen and want our country to be better because they want it to be better, they'll step up to the plate and run this country like it's supposed to be ran. But they have convinced us that they're not going to find anybody that's good, that's willing to work for free. Well, I can tell you I work for free every day of my life. You know? There's no guarantee that I'm going to make an income off these channels. And I can tell you one thing, when I do my politics, outside of a few sponsors, I make nothing. And those few sponsors are just basically my gas and my food, and my board, my room and board. That's basically about it. You know? So it's, that's my life. I pretty much, outside of what we generate on these accounts, everything I do is a philanthropy type of situation. So there's no guarantees in my business. But you know what? There is one guarantee. I always show up no matter what. Just saying. But I can tell you from what I've seen in the politics, one of the reasons why I jumped in with both feet is because of how much we get screwed. And how they manipulate us, and how they sit there and convince us that they need all these billions and billions of dollars of our money that's taking out away from our kids, that's making us work 2 jobs instead of having mom home with their kids. And you know why? Because our politicians want to line their own pocket, and they're making you go to work and give up your children to them to do it. This is across the board. This is not an aisle specific topic. This is across the board. You guys want to getting sick and tired of spending all your money? You got to vote different. I'm sorry, you just have to. We need to keep the money with us. We know how to spend our money better than the government does. I'm sorry. So, $300 a week come out of my taxes in my check. Yep. I've got to write a check every year for taxes because I don't take. Now I could write myself a check each, pay taxes, do all that, but And it kind of sucks, especially if I get a huge tax bill, which I don't really get a huge tax bill because I spend a lot of money. So, and I spend a lot of money on these cases. So I don't really have to pay, but it's still hard to pony up. I know. Well, I mean, think about it. You know damn well that's what they're doing. When is Pakistan going to have whatever education on, you know, men and women issues? Give me a break. If you're gay in Pakistan, you're most likely going to be executed. Okay? So why in the world are we sending billions of dollars over there for their education of transgender or whatever type of education? That was a hogwash. You show that you're gay over in those countries, you're done. They took that money, washed it, and sent it back to, they took their cut and sent it right back to our politicians. I guarantee it. Follow the money. Follow the money. Follow the money. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And it is a waste of our taxes. What do you think we have to have war every time we have a president? It's a money-making generation, generating activity. They're putting our children out there on the line to get slaughtered so they can make a buck. I do not agree with any war. I will never agree with any war, and I don't think the American people need to be involved in wars across this country or across this world. I don't want some country dictating to America what we need to do, and I don't think America should be dictating to other countries what they should be doing, whether we like what they're doing or not. If we had to fight for our independence here, and if people in other countries aren't willing to fight for their independence, then you know what? Let them make their bed and live with it. It's not our responsibility to police the entire world. And I'm sick and tired of doing it. Imagine us, and you know what? And that all those billions of dollars going over there to line our, can you imagine what we could have done with those with CPS and law enforcement in our own country? Can you imagine what billions and billions of dollars would do for our being able to put more bodies in these Department of Children and Family Services? Think about it. They're taking money that could help save our children and sending it overseas so they can get rich. It's sick. The two bodies in the suitcase are male and male. Took a taxi to the bridge, not walked. Wow. Wow. All right, guys. What I can tell each and every one of you guys, go get an accountant and make them do your paperwork, and don't give the federal government one extra penny that they don't deserve. That's all I can say. And actually, they don't deserve any of it. They don't deserve any of it. They have mismanaged the shit out of this country. And at some point, the American people have to say no more. If you guys can't figure out what to do with our taxes, we will definitely figure out what to do with it. And I can guarantee it ain't going into any politician's pockets. It'll be going toward our roads. It'll be going toward our infrastructure. And more importantly, it'll be going toward our children and our law enforcement. That's where it needs to be. Anyways, God bless, guys. We'll see you soon. Rock it out with your coffee beans out.